Man, we just got so turned to that. I don't think any of the song hits is different besides my intro. You know, the end of Majin hits so crazy. You know what else hits so fucking different? This song that you're about to hear right now. What song? This one.
I don't fuck with niggas, that's why I be solo dolo. Big Roro, keep that Nordic demo, I'm no Quasimodo.
Sometimes that makes me want to commit nefarious acts whenever it does that, but hey. New fucking Spider-Man, man. Y'all seen how hyped I got? Y'all seen how hyped I got for... Hold on, I want y'all to see the whole video. Y'all seen how hyped I got for the trailer in Avengers? Now we have a whole full trailer for No Way Home. Actually, no, we're gonna switch to this one. We're gonna switch to that one. All right. Spider-Man No Way Home official trailer 2021. Tom Holland, Benedict Cumberland, and Zendaya. Oh shit.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you showed up.
Bro, a nigga like me is not gonna put Zendaya through those traumatic experiences. Nigga like me, I'm different. She gonna have some experiences, alright.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors. From every universe. Hello, Peter.
Let's go! Iron Spider 2!
You're not Peter Parker.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
They're teaming up. Doc Ock.
What's your actual name?
Put some respect on it. Put some respect on it.
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap. You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe. You're not gonna take this away from me.
Jamie!
You're struggling to have everything you want.
Oh, the classic. Oh, the classic. Happy. Was that nigga?
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
They wrong for this one. No. Nigga.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them. December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th.
Woo! Bro, don't even tease me like this, bro. You know I don't have a P5 and I don't have P5 money. Yo, we've been over this in the last Spider-Man video. Unless, you know, Sony, I'm an excellent candidate for a sponsorship. I can make a killer video. Nobody else can make a video like me. Hit me up immediately. My business email, whbusinessmail@gmail.com. Hit that shit up. Give me offers. I'm an excellent candidate. As you can see, I love your games. Have I played a single one of them? Not yet, but you can change that. I mean, I played Days Gone. I'm playing Days Gone right now, but it's the multiverse. They could have, bro. Why didn't they sign? I didn't see a single lick of Andrew Garfield or motherfucking Tobey Maguire. Everybody is in this bitch, bro. Everybody is in this bitch, bro. Everybody is in this bitch, bro. Wait, hold up. They did a breakdown already? Oh, yeah. 26 minutes? Y'all gonna have to watch that. Hold on. Wait. No, okay. We got it. We go.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Boss, and this is a breakdown of the new trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, which confronts Tom Holland, Peter Parker, with Doc Ock, Alfred Molina from Spider-Man 2, 2004, Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, Willem Dafoe from the Raimi trilogy, Electro, Jamie Foxx from the 2014 Amazing Spider-Man 2, Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church from the Raimi movies, and the Lizard, Rhys Ifans from the 2012 Amazing Spider-Man, not to mention Doctor Strange. But this trailer seems to be playing some VFX trickery because I highly doubt Peter's facing all these threats by himself. That's right, his backup, Sonic and Shrek. I'm gonna go through this frame by frame to find all the Easter eggs and details that this trailer's hiding. This video was sponsored by our friends at Heroes Journal. More on them later. Let's get started.
I'm so glad Jamie Foxx is not in that shitty blue suit. Yeah, that was an interesting choice of effect for Electro.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
We open on sad Peter Parker, his face bruised and bleeding, tears and rain. Seems like the end of the movie, so who is Peter mourning? Who's gonna die? Well, the trailer suggests MJ, but it could just as easily be like Ned, Aunt May, Happy Hogan, or Shrek. This could also be an ending where Peter, in order to save those he loves and those he doesn't want to harm, must exile himself to a reality in the multiverse where he is a stranger with no way home, where it rains a lot, called Seattle. Peter tells MJ that the week between her finding out that he was Spider-Man and Far From Home and Mysterio and J. Jonah Jameson outing him in the post-credit scene of that movie was his one normal week ever since the spider bit him. Now, this is only the second time Peter has mentioned his spider bite, an origin we never actually saw in the MCU, just kind of glossed over.
I'm happy, though, because they keep refreshing the fucking origin story, and they're doing it again on Disney+.
Homecoming.
You got bit by a spider? Can it bite me? Well, it probably would have hurt, right? You know what? Whatever. Even if it did hurt, I'll let it bite me. Maybe. How much did it hurt?
The spider's dead, Ned.
So No Way Home could finally be the film the MCU flashes back to the exact circumstances of Peter's spider bite, especially if this movie does introduce him to the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield versions of the character, whose bites and web-slinging abilities took alternate forms. Peter and MJ swing past J. Jonah Jameson's Daily Bugle broadcast until it switches to his own face half-mast with Public Enemy #1. #1? Does no one care that Nexus witches exist? Just go talk to those survivors in Westview. Or
She created a whole society.
Being a man of science, witches.
And in the shot, you can see how MJ's hair is blocking Peter's view, and that nearly causes him to smack right into that screen. And only when it clears does he finally whip to the side. Then Peter and MJ perch on the
That's an excellent detail. I think Toby is the best. Yeah, but anyways.
Bridge. You can see over to the side there, this is right next to the Roosevelt Island Tramway, the setting
Yeah, I've
of
seen
the
that.
Goblin showdown with Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker in the first Raimi Spider-Man film. Let's move on.
You botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. We started getting some visitors.
God damn, Emily, you ain't lying. You missed a whole stream.
As Peter and MJ jump from that bridge, you can see MJ is wearing the same Joan of Arc t-shirt.
Bro, okay, like across from from like all Spider-Man shit, This acting is insane. Like the facial expressions for like this scene is crazy.
Shirt that she wore at the end of Far From Home, which, in addition to being a reflection of MJ's feminine pride, was itself an Easter egg calling back Zendaya's Joan of Arc look.
God damn.
The 2018 Met Gala. Then they glide through the subway tunnel.
I just like people with hair like Tokyo's. Like that short, fuck, what is your called? Anyways. Like that short curly hair type shit with the bangs in the front. Got me fucking oozing. You cannot see this woman and think she's anything less than the prettiest woman on earth besides the girlfriend that I currently have. That hairstyle is just amazing.
Tunnels, somehow
it's just a good hairstyle.
His best efforts to sneak into this universe, and obviously they do this to escape the helicopters tracking them, but also following Cap's advice for how best to escape the city.
So look, fresh out of 1738 with that cut. Yeah, but anyways.
Someone's been watching his Cap PSAs, and then as they nearly run into a train for a brief second, the train screen flashes red, and the M train? That's right, Spider-Man narrowly avoided the Mephisto train. Run all you want, Spider-Man. We all float down here. Nah, R.I.P. your earbuds. The M line actually runs through Queens, so this train is likely coming from Queens, and Peter's just trying to get home. But there's no way home, thanks to Mephisto. Now, you'll notice Benedict Cumberbatch's audio sounds stitched together here.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
As many of his off-screen lines actually sound in this trailer.
There are others out there. We need to send them back. They're starting to come.
Yeah, that one sounded weird.
This is the first time for me in the Marvel universe.
I'm guessing that Cumberbatch is just so fluid with his line reads, with more revelatory terms bleeding into the trailer dialogue, making it harder to cut around. Now, the from-behind shot of Peter shows him wearing a dark blue jacket, clearly a different scene than the shot of Peter with the plaid shirt when the spell occurs. Him in the jacket actually matches with the shot of the first trailer, where the lizard was swiping at Peter, so Doctor Strange may have actually caught the lizard on his own while Peter was dealing with Doc Ock and Goblin on the bridge. We see more of the exact moment that Peter tampers with the spell, causing the golden bands to tremble and then explode outward. And again, there are 4 of these bands, maybe 4 universes that get crossed over in this movie. The
Only 4?
Universe, the Webverse, and the Venomverse.
Oh, yeah.
As they illuminate the room, you can see that the blue murk that previously surrounded them dissipates. Presumably, that was going to be the cold and drowsy humor that Doctor Strange was trying to conjure to just simply erase people's memories. But now the golden reality warp bands tear.
He's not looking too deep into it. That's like how it is. It's crazy because all these multi-million dollar movies are made to have fine details like this.
Around them,
especially with the comics too.
Carnage, that movie's post-credit scene seems to be showing a similar process. A bright golden light fills the room, and then reality warps the room's decor. That could explain why we have all these random odds and ends in this dungeon later on. It's just a bunch of crap.
Hey, what's again? Welcome to the shame.
Reality warped. I've compared this imagery to reality warping in WandaVision, and I still believe Strange might be.
We're watching the breakdown of the Spider-Man trailer that we literally just watched.
Under Wanda's spell, which is clearly what WandaVision was setting up, and could explain why Strange so willingly helps Peter warp reality. Because remember, Wanda is looking for a reality where her children could still be alive. Moving on.
From every universe.
That suit. Is that a new suit? That's definitely a new suit.
Hello, Peter.
I love it. Green
Goblin I've been here in a minute. Yep.
Here he
welcome though.
Through the smoke of his own pumpkin grenades.
Up and down your style.
Meanwhile, Strange explains that these visitors are coming from every universe, meaning Doctor Strange might have been previously aware of alternate universes like the Raimiverse, which would give interesting meaning to the line he said to Tony Stark back in Infinity War.
Protecting your reality, douchebag.
Then Electro's bolts blast through the ground toward Peter, who wears this new black and gold suit. This suit's kind of a mess. There's loose wires poking out, duct tape all over the place. Actually, later you can see MJ and Ned are on a smartphone duct taped to his chest, apparently FaceTiming all this. I am guessing this mission might be to catch Electro, and they have to do it in a way without Peter's Iron Spider armor, maybe by turning his old suit inside out so all the wiring is now exposed, or maybe his nanotech suit can't be relied on after he ran into Doc Ock, or this could just be a new suit that they rigged up to be more resistant to high voltage. Let's move on to the next clip. Ah, yes, license plates. So I pointed out in past videos how the cars on this bridge seems to have specific license plates that could be pointing to specific comic book issues. Something
That Iron Spider, I think I watched the fuck out of that Iron Spider cartoon on like Disney XD
Spider-Man director
every
John
day.
Watts actually does in all of his movies. Here, Doc Ock and Peter pass a plate reading JND79WN, which doesn't seem to directly translate to anything in particular, unless maybe you try to stretch J and D being for Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, who did first appear in Marvel Comics in 1976. But later, here is a clearly overt one, ASM 8183. John Watts always uses ASM to refer to Amazing Spider-Man, and then a specific comic book issue.
Oh, yeah.
Year. But this could be interpreted a couple different ways, actually. There was a Spectacular Spider-Man, not Amazing Spider-Man, issue 81 in 83, which mixes up Spider-Man with Cloak and Dagger, Punisher, and a certain bald baddie who's gonna come stomping into the MCU soon. Kingpin. Yes, I have theorized that Kingpin, Wilson Fisk.
Oh wait, have we seen Kingpin in any of the Spider? We haven't seen Kingpin. We've only seen that.
Guy and could be the
Wow.
villain of the Sinister Six in this movie. But alternatively, there
Then again, Kingpin is just big. What other power does he have besides being big?
there's also an Amazing Spider-Man
Then he gets built like an oversized Roblox character. Like,
number 183 that was released in August 8th month in the year 1973, in which Peter gets attacked by a big wheel while Aunt May is hospitalized. This could just be a joke about how the wheel of this car is flying at Peter right now. But then beneath the bridge, Doc Ock jams his
That's a
claw at
stretch.
Peter, and I love how John Watts uses a whip pan, the same kind of camera movement that Sam Raimi would often use for Doc Ock in the 2004 film. But notice how Doc Ock's arms now have a red and gold coating to them, and a chunk
oh wait, yeah, he's wearing a blue suit.
of Peter's nanotech is missing from his chest. He actually has to reallocate the nanobots from his helmet to his chest to protect himself from the blow, and a later trailer shot shows that Doc Ock straight up absorbs Peter's nanotech armor from his suit. And this is crazy, because Doc Ock comes from an alternate universe where Stark tech does not exist. How could he be compatible with this tech? Well, if you think about it, his arms are actually controlled via a neural link that was fused to his spinal cord. And Stark nanotech seems to be controlled via a kind of neural link as well. So maybe that is how Doc Ock can hack into it. I'm just excited to see nanotech on the loose in the MCU. Could be a major plot point in shows like Armor Wars. Also, a little VFX detail that I appreciate. Peter's necktie dangles from the open nanotech hole where his chest is, but as that nanotech shifts and seals that hole, it tucks the necktie back in. Meanwhile,
I love details like that.
Face is revealed, Doc Ock says,
You're not Peter Parker.
answering our questions from the first trailer as to why Doc Ock would see this version of Spider-Man and recognize him as Peter from his universe. It's just because Doc Ock saw someone, I guess, who looked like Spider-Man and assumed that would be Tobey's face underneath. But what I like about this line is it does confirm the existence of a Tobey Maguire Peter Parker somewhere in this merged Spider-Verse and makes his cameo even more likely. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
Sounds like the kids are okay boomering Doc Ock about his name. I like how Ned is holding a crossbow. Might have been something he picked up from Strange and Wong's artifacts that they use for things like vampire hunting, because we know a lot of these are coming in the MCU. Meanwhile, MJ's necklace, I love this detail. It's actually a broken piece of the Black Dahlia necklace that Peter bought for her in Venice and later ended up broken when he gave it to her in that movie. She's so loyal, what a keeper. But I mean, it's MJ, she likes it better that it's broken. And then here we see how Doc Ock actually retains the red and gold nanobots from Peter's suit on his arms. He might have actually absorbed
Should have fed you while playing Kingpin.
And then
Wow.
as Doc Ock turns his head, these claws, like snake heads, turn their heads too. We're not really sure how much these arms are listening to him or he's listening to them. I like to think they listen to me now. Next clip.
Yeah, I seen the shield and I was gonna point that out. I don't know why. Wait, what?
So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all
Oh, is that like a mural for Captain America? Because he doesn't exist anymore. Oh, wow.
Your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
Okay, amazing set piece here. The freaking Statue of Liberty, keeping the tradition of landmark
Damn.
set pieces like the Washington Monument, the Venice Grand Canal, Tower Bridge in London, but now with huge cranes over it attaching a massive Captain America shield. You
Yeah,
can
like
see
a
banner
mirror.
hanging from the scaffolding reading Lady Liberty, the newest Avenger, and you can actually see those words on a bus stop ad for it later on. Now, we just saw Liberty Island used as an example of how the world has gone to crap during the blip with all the loose boats moored up to it, but now it seems as though the government is using Lady Liberty as a way of celebrating the Avengers' victory. For when Cap stood his ground facing the abyss and found backup from opening portals behind him, as we pray Peter Parker will receive some backup from other in this scene. If you remember, this was kind of foreshadowed in Far From Home when Mysterio's illusion trapped Peter in a snow globe where the Statue of Liberty rose up beside him. And earlier, Peter stood among giant statues of his fallen Avenger heroes, with him standing on a giant Captain America shield. Now, of course,
oh wow,
using the Statue of
whoa.
Liberty as a final battle set piece has been something that pretty much all superhero movies have avoided because it was done back in one of the first big Marvel movies, X-Men in 2000, which is the Marvel movie where Kevin Feige got his start as an associate producer. We're coming full circle with that, and I think there's a deliberate reason for that. I'll get to it at the end of the video. Getting the answers to these questions is quite a quest for me. Yes, I feel like I'm on my own Campbellian hero's journey, and in my own life, I like to document my progress by staging it this way, and an awesome new thing to help me do that is Hero's Journal. Hero's Journal is here to
Hey man, get your bag, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey man.
Want to undertake. They have two different journals, the Historia Magic Academy for fans of Harry Potter, and the...
Never mind. You're talking my language. Where the link at? Hold on. I'm sorry. Where the shit at? Follow New Rock Stars. Heroes Journal. Hello. Fans of who? Yep. Welcome, Hero. Shop Black Friday. They have a Black Friday sale. Why? What up? Yep. $45. I can spare that amount of cash. What comes in it though? Is this a fucking glorified coloring book? Bitch, are you serious? Who are these niggas? That is not Harry Potter. Who is that? Like, description. 91 undated daily pages with unique art on each page. 13 different daily... Bro. Get this out of my face.
Legend of Historia for folks more aligned with Lord of the Rings. And they have a special new leather edition of the journal made from vegan leather. The Heroes line is for Eldritch Magnet off that one. And thanks again to Heroes Journal for sponsoring this video. So Electro is charging up using electrical towers. Meanwhile, Peter uses a piece of wrist tech that eliminates rings of Eldritch magic from Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
This suit, or maybe even just this piece on his wrist, was probably given to Peter in order to snare villains like Electro.
$40 for a half-use book.
Using a proton pack and a trap. Then Doctor Strange tells them to Scooby-Doo this crap. Just another example of the MCU folding in all of pop culture into their universe. Kind of like how Eternals just cited other Warner properties.
Hey!
Velma.
I ain't seen the movie yet.
Peter, probably Shaggy, Ned, Scooby, and Happy and Aunt May, Fred and Daphne. They're useless and always trying to
Why don't you mind your own business,
pal? But like in Scooby-Doo, the kids of this movie might end up unmasking the real villain behind it all, which according to Scooby-Doo lore is more often than not the old man Jenkins, who hired them in the first place. So just add this to the list of reasons to be super suspicious of Doctor Strange in this movie. He may be the witch who would have gotten away with it if it weren't for that meddling Nedlin. Moving on.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
Goosebumps.
They'll all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate.
So we see a combination of Electro and Sandman attacking cops and news vans, but now standing aside the Daily Bugle van is our man Jake.
Imagine being a fucking supervillain having powers that no other person on Earth has, and you attack cops. I'm getting my local bank, robbing it, and living in a different country.
J. Jonah Jameson, giddy smile on his face as he realizes he's getting a great scoop. And as Electro blasts away, you can see his humanoid shape flashing like lightning from spot to spot. Now, of course, his lightning color is now yellow, not blue like in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but since Doc Ock can absorb nanotech, I think a lot of these villains might adapt new features as they transition into the MCU. I love Doc Ock chilling us with this line.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
For one, it doubles down on this Ghostbusters parallel of Peter's mission, but also, Alfred Molina is looking directly into the camera here as if this is how he shuts up those kids for laughing about his name, reminding them that they will be facing madmen who should be dead, who now think that they're in some kind of purgatory or hell, and therefore they have nothing to lose. Doctor Strange says that all these people died fighting their version of Spider-Man, but that definitely wasn't the case for Sandman at the end of Spider-Man 3. Peter Parker forgave him and let him go, making us wonder, geez, Toby, what did you do after Spider-Man Spider-Man 3. Did Flint Marko break your damn door?
Fix this damn door.
Then Peter leaps after a pumpkin grenade as it explodes in front of him. This actually looks like the lobby of that same building, the one with the police cars outside, the same one we see Electro and Sandman outside of, and the lobby that Aunt May seems to be charging through. I also think, based off of the SWAT swarming around it, that is where Happy Hogan is. So, between Happy and May, that's two very worrisome options for who this pumpkin grenade may be targeting. But Peter does seem to be wearing a new incarnation of his Iron Spider nanotech that probably protects him from this explosion. You can see that gold emblem stretching across his shoulders. That's completely new. The guy's got a million suits in this franchise. And in that shot, he appears to be talking to Aunt May after the explosion. So I'm thinking she'll be okay. Happy though? I don't know. But an explosion does destroy the entrance, emitting a green fire, which actually continues to burn green on that piece in the lower right. So I'm wondering if this could be part of Goblin's weaponry. And then on the right is a Feast truck. Feast is Peter Parker's homeless outreach organization. And there's a big hole torn out of the side of the truck, like someone might have used this.
Damn, niggas was hungry like shit. Couldn't wait till that shit got to the shelter.
Truck is perhaps a Trojan horse that they burst out of in the attack.
That too. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
So deciding that he does not want to send these villains to their certain deaths, either realizing that if he's worthy of redemption, so must they be, or after Mysterio, he doesn't want any villain blood on his hands, Peter whips and snatches that green cube artifact as it levitates between Strange's hands. I'm assuming this is some kind of Pokeball pocket prison that Dr. Strange is either storing the villains inside of, or some kind of mechanism that allows him to turn them to send.
I'm rubbing my future beard.
Strung between two portals. Strange must have tricked Peter by opening one portal in the direction he was already whipping, and then another one immediately behind him, so that Peter ended up whipping his own foot. Genius. But in this shot I mentioned before, Aunt May looks super emotional, and she's carrying some device. Looks metallic, cylindrical, and glowing green a bit.
It is crazy, these details that he's noticing right now.
Tries to crush Peter's head.
He's saying hi. What's good, Justin? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're sad.
Arms. This actually might have been a defense mechanism.
Hi.
By the nanobots to keep the claws from crushing the helmet, but then those bots fuse with Otto's neural link, allowing him to inherit them. On to the next clip.
You're not gonna take this away from me.
That CGI was okay. It wasn't that. It was like pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Have everything you want, while the world tries to make you choose.
So Peter swings through the scaffolding at the base of the Statue of Liberty, but you'll notice the statue is bronze colored, not the green color we know today.
Because bronze ages and it turns green after time.
And that's because when the statue was originally assembled in France in the 1880s, its copper plating made it a dull brown color. And then over the next 30 years, it oxidized green, the color we now know it as.
It oxidizes.
So maybe this statue is actually restored as part of its newest Avenger redo. Actually, in shots of Peter perched on the crown, you can see streaks of green in those spikes as if this oxidation was being scrubbed off. Then we get our first clear look at Jamie Foxx as Electro. He wears this chunky gear that seems to help conduct the electric current, and it all seems to be stemming from a chest component that almost looks like an arc reactor. Like
he's trying to bite flows now, bro. Like
piece of Stark tech that one of these Spidey villains could hijack and repurpose. He does seem to fire a powerful blast that seems like it's a mixture of repulsor blasts. And then I love this, as the electricity courses over his head, it makes the yellow starburst shape of Electro's classic spark mast from the comics. Then we get a nice close-up of Green Goblin on his glider, as well as a quick flash of a goblin without his helmet wearing flight goggles. I'm just thinking this is a blurry Willem Dafoe face, because if alternate goblins or Hobgoblin was in this movie, I don't think they would reveal James Franco or Dane DeHaan Goblin in a shot like this. But you'll notice he drops in with a swarm of razor bats. You remember those nasty things from the first Raimi film. And then a DODC SWAT unit swarms in on the building. Damage control. These are the authorities who arrested and interrogate Peter, and they seem to here be in the apparent aftermath of that green explosion. And then a juiced up version of Doctor Strange's spell.
You know, them niggas was working overtime whenever they hear Spider-Man. They hear Spot, and they're like, oh my gosh, again?
Blast out from Liberty Island, expanding far into the sky. Maybe that cube broke open, causing the barriers
he looked like a monkey
to open even wider. More thoughts on this in a bit, but on to the next clip.
I'm taking that racially.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
He's not even black, and I'm taking that racially. What does that
So
mean?
Electro, Sandman's giant face, and Lizard leap across the Statue of Liberty scaffolding towards Spider-Man, but clearly Lizard is jumping towards something else that must be positioned beneath Spider-Man that's been scrubbed from the frame. Actually, in the Brazilian version of this trailer, the cut was left long enough to show Lizard recoiling as if something kicked him in the head, something that was removed from this trailer, and I think it's a very good chance that in the theatrical version of this scene, that is going to be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Maybe Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but Garfield Peter has a history with Lizard. Actually, Electro was also an Andrew Peter villain. Sandman was the Tobey Peter villain. Tom's really the odd one out here. But this shot just makes it seem like it's 3 versus 1, but compositionally, it makes far more sense.
Green Goblin without his mask. Oh.
Kind of like how the profile collision shot in Civil War was equal numbers on both sides. And when Peter tells Aunt May that he can't save everyone, I think the subtext of that is that he can't do it alone, and he's gonna get some Endgame style backup from his Peter variants. Now, I fully respect Sony for not putting Tobey and Andrew in the trailer, but fans have been so ravenous with speculation, I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point. Still, I think we're gonna scream like Doc Brown when we see them. Let's move on.
Bro, the fall, like when she tried to like even herself out with her and balance her weight, and oh, that was just so good to me. Like with that, like the way she, I don't know, it was just so good. The acting.
So the giant Captain America shield crashes through the scaffolding, causing Ned and MJ to lose their balance, and MJ falls in slow motion with framing pretty similar to Gwen Stacy's fall in The Amazing
Yeah,
Spider-Man
they
2.
wrong for that.
After her reaching out his hand, is he gonna catch her? Well, many are asking whose hand this actually is. It's definitely Tom Holland, Peter Parker's hand, based on the glove design and the new suit he is wearing in the sequence. But the parallels to Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker, and Gwen Stacy's death are pretty strong enough here that it would not surprise me if Sony pulls another VFX switcheroo and replaces Tom's hand with the life-saving grasp of Shrek. I'm kidding. Andrew Garfield, who would refuse to let another Peter Parker love interest die the same way his Gwen Stacy did. And you'll notice
De-immersed, bro.
hands here are framed perfectly with One World Trade Center in the background, just as this building does, looming over Gwen Stacy's funeral in the 2014 film. Let's move on to the final.
That's probably a stretch.
What's happening? They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
My plug owed me money, and bitch broke up with him, and his bitch broke up with him, and he got a kid, and I don't know how to ask for my money because he owed me like $180. Hey, I'm sorry, you may need to feed your child some cereal, but hey, that $180 that you owe me, who knows?
So it looks as though that spell that blasted outward from the Statue of Liberty has left this crack in the sky, like the cracks in space formed when the multiverse shattered in Loki, or the shattering of reality walls in What If. Now these
Hey, I didn't finish that.
The golden bands of Doctor Strange's spell, but now a purple glow has overtaken the orange color as this glows in from what lays beyond. Purple has tended to be the color of dark magic in the MCU.
But purple's a great color.
Mentioned the color of Agatha Harkness's dark magic, but the question is, what or who has started to come in through these cracks that Doctor Strange cannot keep out? Well, dimensional threats like Dormammu or Shuma Gorath or demons from the What If episode 4 always seem to be a threat to Doctor Strange. Maybe we're looking at a symbiote hive or Kang variants. I don't think it has to be one big threat, but like the Sinister Six spawning throughout the MCU, any number of out-of-place outsiders suddenly appearing from different universes. And I think it is interesting that they chose the Statue of Liberty as the focal point of all of this. The gateway to a new world for the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free. A symbol chosen specifically for that X-Men final battle for that reason, as part of Magneto's plan to transform world elites into poor huddled mutants from a shining beacon in Lady Liberty's torch. No Way Home is clearly a prelude to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be the MCU's version of the Scarlet Witch House of the M storyline, which is the nexus point of mutant existence in the multiverse. If we are seeing the moment that break in reality occurs, and if Doctor Strange has a link whatsoever to the Scarlet Witch, which we know from WandaVision that he does, then Kevin Feige might have chosen the Statue of Liberty specifically for that parallel symbolism as the place that he, when he got his start as a young associate producer on that X-Men 2000 film, personally shepherded Marvel superheroes to take a huge leap forward on the big screen, and he could be now bringing it full circle as a place mutant kind arrives on the shores of the MCU. Well, that is everything I caught in this magnificent No Way Home trailer, but we will be making plenty more videos about this in the days and weeks to come. So support this channel by checking out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EAVoss. Follow New Rockstar. Subscribe.
Is that legal? Can you make merch like that? What else did you drop? I watch a bunch of this nigga, bro. When Loki was popping, every single time I watched the Loki video, She-Hulk dropped a video. What the fuck? I didn't even peep. I didn't even know that. What the fuck? They dropped the trailer 4 days ago. It's a teaser. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, She-Hulk. Oh my gosh, that's a lot to digest. That's a lot to get through. We sat here for a cool little minute, man. Damn. All I'm saying is I can't wait to fucking watch it, bro.